73. The city lord spits blood. Tham Lang and Moklan's love surges like a tide. Inside the city lord's mansion, Li Vo Nam was overjoyed. He had never expected that Dian Huang had such a face that resembled his late younger brother. It was like a divine miracle, and now that Dian Huang had lost his previous identity, he was even more obedient, like a poisoned dagger, more dependent on Li Vo Nam. With wine in hand, Li Vo Nam waited for Dian Huang to return. He should have finished them off by now, he said. His trusted aide replied, probably, but with so much hatred, Dian Huang must be torturing them first before returning. A pity it wasn't Tham Lang that died, Li Vo Nam muttered. Seeing through his master's thoughts, his aide added with a grin, sometimes it's worse to stay alive than to die, especially for a sentimental person watching their loved ones die helplessly. Li Vo Nam resisted a loud laugh, too undignified for a scholar, so he merely smiled with restraint. I once traded Tham Lang as a major threat. How ridiculous. Truly, one must read books to maintain a clear and calm mind. The aide flattered further. Only Nguyen Vu Duke deserves to be your rival. Tham Lang, just a stray dog. No master, easily beaten and stewed. Let's speak with elegance, Li Vo Nam corrected. Tham Lang's lowly words don't belong in the same room with me. Just then, a servant arrived. Sir, someone delivered a box, said it's from Bong Chu Dian. The matter has been settled. Bring it in. The guard entered, with a sealed box. Open it, Li Vo Nam commanded, stepping back in caution. The seal was torn. The box opened. Inside, Dian Huang's mutilated head, still dripping blood. Li Vo Nam's body cold. His limbs froze. Then came the sound of rushing footsteps. Another aide burst in. Disaster, sir! Our entire gold stockpile in Snowy Manor has been robbed. Li Vo Nam stood like thunder had struck him. That was most of his wealth, accumulated through years of corruption, meant for retirement and bribes. They even left a note, the aide said, handing him a scrap of paper. Scrawled in large, mocking characters, the fake gold wasn't from Tham Lang. Li Vo Nam's face twitched. Once. Twice. 3 times. Then he shouted, Tham Lang, you... Before he could finish, he collapsed and vomited blood. Elsewhere, Tham Lang was conducting a sacred ritual. Standing on a tiny stool, he used a red brush to stroke out Dian Huang's name from the wall of enemies. Moklan supported him from below to prevent him from falling. One more enemy gone, Tham Lang sighed. And I didn't even use 1/3 of my strength. So lonely, like snow. Moklan's beautiful face twitched again. Tham Lang looked at the remaining names, Zhu Kuang, Lin Mak, Zhang Tan. Then he added Li Vo Nam's name in bold ink. He tried to kill me. If I don't write his name, I'd feel guilty. Heaven had a path, but he forced his way to hell. Wait, that line sounded familiar. Dian Huang had just said it last night. Peh! Cliché villain lines. Ugly villains who talk too much deserve to die. Handsome villains, somehow more elegant. Moklan was already exhausted, mentally. She couldn't keep up with her husband's wild tempo. Honey, I'm jumping! Catch me! Tham Lang shouted. Moklan turned away. He leapt from the tiny stool. Moklan gave him a light tap to stabilize him. He landed smoothly, but sighed again. Where was the romantic catch? Moving day. Maple Leaf Village was no longer safe. Also, Tham Lang had already made his glorious return home. Doing it again would be boring. He wanted to convince his parents to move near the Count's mansion. His younger brother was thrilled, but their parents refused. How can we, as parents, live in someone else's house? That would be shameless. Plus, Tham Lang hadn't told them about Dian Huang's assassination attempt. He used another excuse to lure them away. Still, they wouldn't agree. So Moklan stepped in. Sitting before his mother, she held her hand gently. Mother, Tham Lang thinks of you every day, but it takes him half a day to travel here. If you lived nearby, he could see you more. He's rich now. We could build a new house right near the mansion. And your embroidery is amazing. I'm terrible at it. My own mother can't teach me. If I ever have to mend his clothes, I'll need your guidance. Tham Lang's heart melted. She had never spoken so gently to him. But to his mother, pure magic. His mother gave in. They moved to a home 3 miles from the mansion, within the Count's protected lands, safe and patrolled. After dinner, they dined together in the new house. Back at the mansion, Tham Lang was overflowing with affection. His wife, beautiful, noble, and powerful, and so kind to his family. He wanted something romantic to happen. But then she casually asked, "Honey, have you seen my blue cotton dress, including the underwear?" Tham Lang froze. Danger alert. A. Lie. Say you didn't see it. B. Tell the truth. Confess. He chose B. I saw it. I took it. Moklan smiled. What did you take it for? New danger. A. I ruined it while doing things, then burned it agata guilt. B. I wore it. Both would kill him. He chose A. I couldn't sleep. Your image filled my mind. I used the dress to do things, then burned it in shame. He shut his eyes, waiting for death. Then said loudly, Kill me if you must. I regret nothing. Moklan stared. How do you say that so confidently after doing something so perverse? She scowled. Why burn it? You could have washed it. I still wanted to wear it. We don't waste anything in this household. She dropped a bottle of tonic before him and walked away. At the door, she added softly, But husband, your health matters most. Don't overdo it. He looked down. It was Liuvi Dia Huang Huan, a kidney tonic. He gulped. She knew everything.
Tham Long was frozen again. His wife told him not to worry, just to wash the dress and return it. She still planned to wear it? Wasn't she afraid of pregnancy with his incredible genes? And now she's even giving him supplements. Women are impossible to understand. Life goes on boringly. It was peak time for silkworms to spin. The Count's lands were full of mulberry trees. Silk was more profitable than rice. Moklan, the noble daughter, insisted on picking leaves herself to set an example. Other noble women just posed for an hour. Moklan worked non-stop, picking thousands of pounds of leaves per day. Without her around, Tham Long was bored. He didn't go to class, he had no one to tease. Even Big Ben was healing too fast, but hadn't woken up yet. He once asked his father-in-law if he could visit Swanvu City. For what? The father-in-law asked. To stop injustice or help a lady in distress. Tham Long was immediately grounded again. Couldn't a noble son-in-law even go out and harass some bullies? So boring! Even Kim Mok Thong, the heir, had no scandal in his blood. Disappointing. The invitation arrived. Suddenly, the boredom ended. An invitation arrived from the Tu family. Truong Tong and Tu Thien Thien were getting engaged. The scumbag couple. Tham Long returned to his wall of enemies. He sighed deeply. After defeating Dien Hung, he had relaxed too much, but this wedding invitation reignited the flames of vengeance. He looked at the names. Tu Quang, Tu Thien Tien. Is it your turn now? She dared to get engaged? He and Moklan had married in a whirlwind. Yet Tu Thien Tien still had the nerve to hold an engagement? Time to strike back. The perfect revenge. He paced back and forth. How to hurt Tu Thien Tien the most? Sleep with her? No. That would be a reward. He was too handsome. No. Destroy what she loved most. First, her reputation. She wasn't from a noble family, so she clung to her image, mingling with aristocrats, writing poems, ranking herself as one of the region's top 3 talented beauties. She was third. First was Jiang Chunhua. Moklan, above all rankings. Her ranking had caught Truong Tong's attention. Some might say, didn't she once marry Tham Long? Isn't her name already tainted? No. That marriage was just superstition to drive away bad luck. She still had her pristine image. Second, her family's silk business. To destroy her, Tham Long had to ruin both. He brainstormed plans, something scandalous, viral, and irreversible. Then, ding! He got it! But just as he prepared to act, Kim Mok Thong barged in. "Hey, I got something for you," he said, holding a naughty picture book. But Tham Long stared at him like he was a weapon. "Hey, why are you looking at me like that?" the chubby heir asked. Do any girls like you?" That stabbed deep. "I came to share something cool and you insult me?" But Tham Long had a plan. "You're not handsome, but you can be loved if you're famous and talented." "Really?" "Yes. I knew a man named Sodong Pa, ugly, short, fat, and adored by thousands of women. Why? Because of reputation and talent." Tham Long continued, "Let's write a book together. A bestseller. It'll spread across the province. You'll be the author. Women will throw themselves at you." Kim Mok Thong's eyes glowed. "What's the book?" "I'll narrate. You write." He pulled up a chair. Tham Long began. There was once a silk merchant named Simon King, a shameless man. He had a daughter named Simon, well, let's just call her Flowery. And thus began the revenge tale, thinly veiled, but clearly targeting Tu Thien Yin and her family. The war had officially begun.
75.1. This is a literary masterpiece. Let it burn the world. Kim Mok Thong was dumbfounded. Tham Lang asked seriously, "What's with that expression, Kim Mok Thong? I'm giving you a chance to become a literary titan and you're hesitating?" Kim Mok Thong trembled, replying, "Brother-in-law, you're using me to ruin Tu Thien Tien's reputation, right?" "That's right, so what?" Tham Lang replied matter-of-factly. Kim Mok Thong didn't know how to respond. Tham Lang smacked the back of his head. "Listen, being used isn't a bad thing. What matters is being worth using. If no one wants to use you, then you're not just a loser, you're a wasted loser." Somehow, despite knowing it was nonsense, Kim Mok Thong felt it made a strange kind of sense. "If you don't want this opportunity, I'll ask someone else," Tham Lang shrugged. "I think Kim Trung would be a good writing partner." "Don't! I'm in!" Kim Mok Thong panicked. "I just think your opening is interesting, but your writing style is a bit too crude." "You mean it's too plain? Not refined enough?" Tham Lang asked. "Exactly," Kim Mok Thong nodded. "It doesn't suit my elegant literary image." "All right then, I'll adjust the tone and give it more elegance," Tham Lang agreed. "I'll dictate you write." Kim Mok Thong immediately sat upright, brush in hand, ready to write. Tham Lang began, softly reciting, "A beauty of 28, her form like a painting, by her waist a sword that slays foolish men. Though no heads fall, she steals the marrow, slowly draining their very soul." Kim Mok Thong's eyes lit up. "Brother-in-law, this style, it's perfect." "You understand it?" Tham Lang asked. "No, but that's what makes it elegant. If I could understand it, it wouldn't be literary," Kim Mok Thong replied earnestly. This, Tham Lang thought, was the most refined insult to his intelligence he'd ever received. He continued dictating. "In this world, people chase fame and fortune, drowning in lust and greed. Few escape the chains of desire. Among wine, sex, wealth, and fame, only sex and money truly hold power." Kim Mok Thong wrote quickly, hand gliding across the paper with surprising speed. "Damn, you're fast," Tham Lang commented. "You've got the makings of a calligraphy god." Kim Mok Thong sighed. If you'd been punished to copy books 10 times a day since you were 8, you'd be fast too. A tragic backstory, Tham Lang thought. So what shall we call this book? Kim Mok Thong asked. Let's name it Kim Bin Mai Chi Fong Viet Vo Bien, Tham Lang declared. The writing begins. From that day on, Kim Mok Thong worked like a man possessed. He dashed over after class, writing more than 20,000 characters a day, all with a brush. Was Tham Lang just copying the original Kim Bin Mai? 90%.
His experience with women was as non-existent as Kim Mok Thong's. Kim Mok Thong squinted. Why do all these naked faces look familiar? Do they? Tham Lang asked. I get it. Every woman you drew looks like Tu Tien Tien. Coincidence, Tham Lang said, straight-faced. They finished the illustrations. The manuscript was ready. Now all they needed was printing. We must print it within 15 days, no matter the cost, Tham Lang ordered. Why? Because Tu Tien Tien's engagement was in 25 days. What better gift than a scandalous tribute before her wedding? Tham Lang was confident. After reading this book, every man would look at Tu Tien Tien and imagine her undressed. That was the true power of the mind. Kim Mok Thong agreed. As long as we invest money and manpower, we can definitely print it in time. Oh right, he asked. What pen name are we using? Tham Lang replied, Long Long Koi Koi Sing, the Laughing Scholar. What a name, Kim Mok Thong said. Then he looked sheepish. Brother-in-law, since the book gets printed tomorrow, can I borrow it tonight to read carefully? Tham Lang stared at him, long and hard, until he nearly died of shame. Fine, he said, but don't dirty it. Then he removed the illustrations. Kim Mok Thong looked heartbroken, but said nothing. I'm doing this for your sake. Those images might make you do shameful things. Kim Mok Thong ran away, face red with embarrassment. Will this book go viral? That's a rhetorical question. Of course it will. This book was designed to captivate all classes of men, noble scholars, common workers, and even the illiterate, thanks to pictures. In truth, Kim Bin Mai was one of ancient China's 4 great novels, celebrated for its literary depth and unmatched realism. Many scholars even claimed that its literary value ranked just behind Dream of the Red Chamber. Even Lu Xun praised it for its sharp social commentary and psychological nuance. It was a true classic, beloved by the refined and the vulgar alike. That night, Tham Lang sat by candlelight, admiring his illustrations. They were realistic, artistic, almost too vivid. But he wasn't tempted. After all, he had the perfect muse in real life, his wife, Kim Mok Lan. Her waist alone could inspire a year's worth of fantasy. Suddenly, bang, 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 someone pounded on the door. Brother-in-law, run! Run! Came Kim Mok Thong's frantic scream. What? Tham Lang rushed to open the door. Kim Mok Thong stood there, bruised, battered, almost unrecognizable. My father, he's coming to kill you. Apparently, while Kim Mok Thong was deeply immersed in reading the manuscript, his father walked in and caught him red-handed. After a severe beating, his father skimmed the manuscript, turned purple with rage, and stormed off, book in hand, vowing to destroy Tham Lang. Tham Lang stared. You weren't doing something intense while reading, were you? Kim Mok Thong covered his face in shame, then awkwardly switched hands. I'm telling you, run! He'll kill you! Then he fled. Tham Lang could already imagine the scene. A conservative, upright father, discovering that his son and son-in-law co-wrote an erotic masterpiece. Heads would roll. But then, silence. Tham Lang waited an hour, 2, 3. Still, no angry father-in-law. Had something happened? Finally, unable to stay awake, he fell asleep. The next morning, he opened his eyes, and his father-in-law was standing right there, manuscript in hand, staring at him, silently, coldly.